RWBY Chibi episode 17. Of course, a little bit behind on this episode. I didn't really have time to check it out, the past couple of days, really. But this is a really funny episode. I really enjoyed the second skit. I think was definitely my favorite, with Nora trying to get Ren's attention. And I mentioned this before. They've been pushing that like crazy. The Ren-Nora shipping, like even the pure Jean stuff, which obviously we can't really have that too much. Well, we don't really know that, so we have to wait and see what happens. But probably won't be getting too much shipping from that, throughout the rest of the series. And it's kind of surprising that they choose to push, maybe because they really are going to do something with it, in Volume 4. But it was really funny watching them do all the shipping between Nora and Ren. And it's really funny because that's probably one of the most entertaining couples that they could do it on, because Nora is so crazy. And her trying to do all this stuff and Ren just being like, he just plays it safe and he just, does his thing. He doesn't even really realize certain things. And it's just super entertaining. Like, I liked all three of the skits, but the second one was definitely my favorite. And she just keeps getting saved and stuff. Like the first part where Sun comes in and my favorite line, she's like, "Oh, hey Sun, like where's Ren? Is he behind you?" Like he just jumped from behind her, and she's like, "Oh, is Ren like right behind you or something?" So I love that. I thought it was really funny. At her getting mad at Sun and getting mad at Yang, it was just entertaining. Like it was just really funny. And then, when she gets called amazing, she like destroys the Grim, which I thought was hilarious, because when she was squeezing it, I thought it was simple. Then she it sounded like she actually broke its arm. I was like, dang, like I actually felt bad for the Grim, and they're supposed to be like the the evil creatures of the series. And I was like, man, I actually feel a little bad for that thing. Like she just squeezed it so hard, she just like broke its arm almost. So that I thought was a really funny skit. I enjoyed the first one too. I thought they had some really funny parts in there with Jean having to pee, and I think my favorite part of that is probably when he just fell on the ground and he was like spinning, rolling around and stuff. And after Sun went in, when he's like, Mama's special boy, I thought that was a funny line too. And then he ends up peeing on himself and he just has to kind of shimmy along the wall. I thought that was nice. And the final skit I really love. Like I mentioned this when they first did it, but I love all the junior detective stuff. That junk is just hilarious every single time they do it. And this was no different. I love this one as well. And it starts off really silly when they both yell out what they're thinking, and for whatever reason Neptune is thinking a musical. So they just keep making a ton of silly jokes about Neptune in this version of the show, and I love it. It's still entertaining. They go through, they get their batons and their handcuffs, and they get the helmets and everything from the army surplus, and then they get cool motorcycles, and then we actually get to see Mercury and Emerald, which I was not expecting. It made perfect sense because it's like, yeah, if there's anyone that's gonna, get them while they're basically just trapped, it's gonna be, the two, I guess they're sub-villains technically. So that was just really funny. Like that, I think I got probably the biggest laugh out of that, that sort of ending segment when they actually just ran up behind them, and we barely even get to see them. You have to pause it to really like see all the detail in them, but they run past them, hop on, and just take off, and it just made me laugh like crazy. Like they're just standing there, they got like the hats and the shields and everything, and they're basically just like statues, and their motorcycles are just stolen right next to them, and they just hop on, take off, and they're gone. And I was like, I love that scene. That was a great ending, just to that whole segment. They just get robbed, and then it's like, all right, let's try to take them down, and Neptune falls over, and Sun is just like waving the baton because he can't move either. So I love the way they ended it. I actually like the music for that too, which they played during the ending theme. I actually like that music. I couldn't tell if that's a remix of something. I have no idea what this song is, but I like that song. I like the way that it sounded. So definitely an entertaining episode. Like I said, the second one was definitely my favorite, but I really enjoyed all three of these. I'm excited, for whatever we're going to be getting this week. But it was really cool to see another junior detective thing, more Nora and Ren shipping. We got to see Jean just having to pee really bad, which ended up being really silly and fun. But I was very surprised. We got to see, two new Chibi versions, and we got villains. This is officially the first episode where we've had Chibi villains, and that's kind of what I've been waiting for. They didn't get a focus like I was hoping for, But if it kind of means anything, like when we kind of like first heard other characters or first saw, you see like one member of Team Juniper and it's like, hey, they've introduced this character, so we might start getting the rest of the team. I'm kind of hoping, since we've actually seen Mercury and Emerald, that we'll actually get to see some more villains. We also got to see the old guy, who once again they make it official now. Like, he's literally in every single store. Or maybe he's just got a lot of siblings. Maybe that's how they'll do it in the show. That would be really funny, actually. But it was really cool. I really enjoyed this episode. Of course, we'd love to know what you guys thought about it. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I kind of have to ask what you guys think now that we've actually seen Mercury and Emerald. Do you think that we'll be getting sort of a villain-based sketch, coming soon? Maybe in the next episode. Maybe we'll have an entire episode based on silly villain stuff going on. I kind of doubt it, but I don't know. That would be really cool. Personally speaking, I think that would be very cool. They did kind of stray away. We didn't even see Ruby in this episode. The only member we got to see from Team RWBY was actually Yang in this episode. So it seems like they're kind of straying away from like having to have the main team, in the episode, which I'm totally fine with because they're the main characters. Whether it's Chibi or not, we have more than enough of the main characters, and I still love seeing more of them, but we do have enough of them, and I'm totally fine getting a full episode where maybe they're in the background or something like that, and it focuses on characters that we don't get to see as much. Even if it doesn't count, as canon, I still wouldn't mind seeing characters that don't get to shine or haven't really had the chance to shine. They've only shown up in like the most recent volume. So I would love to know if you guys think we might actually get a villain episode soon, or at least a villain sketch. My money is on yes, because they actually put villains in this episode. So they have them made. We got to see them now. And I'm really hoping that this next episode at least has a skit that is solely based on the villains. Or at least has the villains talking and stuff, because they do just show up and take off. So there isn't even, dialogue for their characters. So hopefully we get that in this next episode. I would love that. But like I said, want to know what you guys think. If we're going to get a villain sketch or maybe a whole villain episode, and of course what you guys thought about this one in general. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.